Hello, everyone. I think we are on the air. I hope this is working because it's the first time we are doing this Facebook Live for the project Inhabit. My name is Miguel Luengo, and today I have the pleasure to be with Laura. Laura, do you want to present yourself?
Yeah, sure. I just was waiting to be sure that we are online. But yeah, hello, I'm Laura Plaza. I'm currently the project manager and design manager here in DFC Spain. And yeah, just to introduce myself, I started my higher education training in illustration and then in graphic design. But little by little, I start to get into the world of agile methodology, more specifically design thinking. And this is a word that we are going to say a couple of times this afternoon. And during this while, I would like to ask to talk about how design can impact in education and why it is essential that we so do.
And I'm happy to be here with you because you start with us in Design for Change in 2020, just before the COVID, and you helped me to understand how to use design thinking and how to mix with online and how we implement in Design for Change. So it's great to be here with you this afternoon. Yes, and we are going to try to explain a little bit what does it mean Design for Change. No? And then my name is Miguel. I'm the president of Design for Change Spain. I'm involved in the project since the beginning. I saw the TED Talk that perhaps we are going to see a little moment from Kiran Birsetti, the founder of Design for Change in 2010. And since then, it was like, wow, this project is amazing. No? I'm an industrial engineer. Then I became a consultant, first in IT, then in human resources. So I don't come from the world of education, but yeah, in 2011, I was invited to be part of Design for Change Spain. And since then, I must admit that it was like, yeah, I want to be part of this project. No? And is why we want to share a little bit with everyone what is this Design for Change and how we think that we can give some tools to the educators. Is it okay? I think so, no?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So this live is because we are in an European project, Inhabit, that is a Horizon 2020, that and it's great, no? Because it tries to mobilize resources that are undervalued, no? I think in the case there are 4 cities involved. In the case of Cordoba is the culture. In the case of Riga is food. In the case of Lucca is human animal links, and in the case of Nitra is environment. No, so in these 4 cities, what we are trying is to improve the inclusive health and well-being, focusing on the gender and diversity. So we are part of trying to give tools to the educators in order to involve the ones who are youngest, and sometimes we don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And just the last thing that you say, that sometimes we don't listen enough children and young people. So, but this idea, we don't invent it. We listen, and we listen from someone very special. And I think it's the moment, Miguel, to present our founder,
Yeah.
that is Kiran Birsetti. She's from India. And we want to share with you a short video, only a part of her TED Talk. Yeah, I think you can share it, Miguel, or do you prefer that I share my screen?
If you can share it, the only thing, because I was sharing, but in Spanish with Spanish subtitles, so perhaps we can just share the one without subtitles, because we know that who knows where are listening us, or not, I hope not just listening, but also seeing us, no? So because the one I have prepared, it was the subtitles in English, so I don't know if you have the one without subtitles.
I think, but I lose I can't find the video now. Where is it? Okay, let me check. Here it is.
Okay, great.
No.
No, if you want, I can share it.
Yeah, I think maybe you can, because I cannot find the video.
Okay, don't worry.
The screen.
Here is it. Here it is.
And remember to click the audio.
It's done, and tell me
Thank
if
you.
it's possible to, if you see correctly the video.
Okay. I
Yeah,
can see the video. Yeah.
perfect. So let's go.
Okay. Good.
Contagious is a good word. Even in the times of H1N1, I like the word. Laughter is contagious. Passion is contagious. Inspiration is contagious. We've heard some remarkable stories from some remarkable speakers. But for me, what was contagious about all of them was that they were infected by something I call the I can bug. So the question is, why only them? In a country of 1 billion people and some, why so few? Is it luck? Is it chance? Can we all not systematically and consciously get infected?
I think we are going to stop here the TED Talk, and we invite all the audience to listen, because it's 9 minutes that is worth from the beginning to the end. No? And yes, and we start with this video because we want to, like, the structure of this webinar is like, we are going to speak about the origins of design for change. Then we are going to go a little bit deeply in the methodology. Then we are going to see which kind of competencies and how we enrich the curriculum that schools must have. Then a little bit of about our experience, because, well, as a transversal partners, we have the chance to interact with people from the 4 cities that are in the project, and other times around the world. And then we will have some time that they can ask doubts. I think it's in Facebook where they can write the question.
Yeah.
So
yeah, in the chat.
So it would be great if we have some doubts that we can check and then decide. No, but yeah, this is the origin, as you mentioned. No, if we are speaking about design for change and we don't see this TED Talk, is not possible, because Kiran Birsetti is a designer. In 2001, she decided that education is not what they like. No, the education that her son is not as he would like. And then she decided to start school. Just like this, is not true, but I'm just doing very short the story. No? And then in 2009, she was invited to this TED Talk, no? In order to say, hey, as you mentioned, the potential of children are undervalued, and we need to listen to them more. And how? Giving them some tools, no? And I think this is something. So it comes from the design thinking, and the fundamentals is empathy, is creativity, is teamwork, as leadership, and is something that is really essential. No? This is this change of the mindset, is the change of the way adults see the children. And for sure, and I forget, sorry, because this is about how we solve problems. Because if you want to be empowered, this is about, okay, how do we solve problems? And I think here, there is a sentence that you love, and I allow you to say the sentence.
Yeah, we always say that we don't do it by chance, we do it by design. But we don't want to tell you, okay, we want to tell you, but first we want to show you how it's working, all these mindsets, I think. And yeah, I think we are going, do you think, Miguel, we can share a short video of one of the projects that we really like?
It's true, because we
Okay.
always say, okay, who are the protagonists? The youngest, no? But then we start speaking the ones who are not so young. So yes, you are completely true. I think we are going to understand the philosophy of Design for Change once we will see this video.
Yeah, and now I can share the
Yeah,
video.
but it's, yeah,
I can.
perfect.
Okay, so, but I need to put the button to the audio
Yeah,
first.
it's very important.
Okay, perfect, and I think you can see now.
குழந்தைங்களும் எழுத படிக்க சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க சார்.
Yeah,
டிராயிங்
perfect.
வரைங்கலாம் சொல்லி கொடுத்தாங்க.
Okay.
In our school, our IMAs was not educated.
They used to clean and wash the toilets.
They are treated very low when compared to the teachers.
படிப்பு தெரியாது சார் எங்களுக்கு கையை தான் கை நேரம் நடணும் கையை தெரியாது இப்போ பிள்ளைங்க கற்றுக் கொடுத்து நான் கையெழுத்து போட கற்றுக்குவேன் சார்.
Good morning. Welcome, sir.
இன்னைக்கு வந்து குழந்தைங்க வந்து பக்கத்தில் உட்காந்து அதை சொல்லி கொடுத்தோன்னே அது ஒரு சந்தோஷமா நம்மளுக்கும் சொல்லி தராங்களே.
Teachers are feeling very happy, and the students, we are feeling more than happy when teaching them.
Great. Yeah, I think this is a perfect example of be the change you want to be in the world. No, that because I forget to mention Kiran Birsetti is from India, as you mentioned, where even more specifically Ahmedabad, where Gandhi did all his trajectory once he come back from South Africa, and is why be the change you want to be in the world is very present. No, so as we can see in this project, and we see some steps that we are going to develop a little bit more, but it's very clear that they choose what they want to change, and they don't ask others to do what they want to do. No. It's children who identify something that they want to change, and then, as you mentioned, not by chance, by design, they do something, and finally, a change is done in the world. So yeah, I think it's the perfect example in order to see what is about Design for Change.
Yeah, and how they do it, how we say they use our own methodology, that is the DFC methodology. And this methodology is based in design thinking. As I told you at first, that we are going to work about this word. This methodology is an adaptation of design thinking for the educational field. Okay, so based in the concept of divergence, convergence, and synthesis, that in design thinking is the double diamond. We have 4 phases in the DFC methodology. Okay, in Spain we have 5 because we are very cool and we like to add one more phase or a step. And in this way, we create a process to solve challenges in a systematically and systematized, sorry for my pronunciation, way which is not linear but cyclical, as most the Agile methodology. It means they don't go from a challenge to the solution directly. They go from a framework, step by step, going through the challenge, going through the brainstorming, all the ideas and the prototype to get a really good solution. And now, as Miguel said before, we are going to talk a little bit more deeper about each step. And I don't know, maybe you can say something about the first step, that is the feel step. because I know it's your favorite.
It's true. It's my favorite one because, as you mentioned, it's true that design for change, it comes from design thinking, but I think there are some difference. No, in design thinking, you start exploring whatever they ask you to explore. No, in design for change, we start with feel. Why? Because it's so important to connect with the heart. Too many times we ask children to do things, and they do because they they know that if they do it, then we are going to tell them, okay, yes, you are a good boy or you are a good girl, and this is great. But then with the time they lose the energy to continue doing. They are not engaged with this idea. What happened when they start with feeling? So they connect around. As you mentioned, no? This is about to change a challenge or to change something that is around you. As we saw in the video, in their schools, they saw that there were a group of people, that Ayanas, as the Anas, as they said, no, that they were not well treated. Okay, this was something for them that it was important. It's not the same that if someone tells you, hey, this is not fair, you have to do something for them. So in the feel step, what we try is like to create conversation among the students, because this is not only for formal education. We have experience in design for change in non-formal education. We have experience in design for change in families. So this is something that you can use whatever you want. No? And so in the feel step, you connect with your heart, you see what is around you, and you identify what do you want to change. And then once you know this, there is the other part that is really, really important, no, is to go deep. Why? Because once you identify what you want to change, is don't just be with the information you have. So it's go deeper. No, in Spanish we say gaining in comprehension. Sorry also for my English, but we are here in order to communicate, not to be very perfect with our English. And why this is important? Because too many times we spend time solving the wrong problem. So once you identify the focus of action, then, okay, we are going to know more. We are going to know what happened in the past with this situation. Then we are going to be in order to identify clearly the challenge we want to solve.
Exactly. And to make an example, I think we are going to make a short, really short activity. Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Miguel, okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to treat you, I think is the word, to dare you.
Okay.
I'm going to dare you to take an object, okay, that represents a webinar for you, this webinar, okay? And I'm going to ask you to take the object and to show to the camera and explain why this object represents a webinar for you.
Okay, a webinar, okay, so an object that represents this webinar.
Yeah.
No, a webinar. This, because this is important. This is a
quite
interesting distinction, because there are so many webinars that are a little bit boring. Okay, so it's different if I want to represent this webinar that I hope is going to be more.
I mean, this webinar or any webinar that we do, because it's the webinar that I always have in my mind. So
okay, so
this webinar.
Okay, so let me think about. I'm going to remove the camera, and then once I will come back, perhaps I will find this object. Okay.
Okay, you have only 15 minutes.
15.
15. 15.
Seconds, I think, because
sorry, seconds, not minutes. Yeah, we can go to a snack or to have a nap.
Okay, don't worry, I will come back.
15 seconds. Okay, and this is only an example of an activity that we like to do in this step, in the field step, just at the beginning, because we used to use a lot of dynamics like that to training and to burn up people to start the mood that we need from them in each step. Okay, and this is the first example. Okay, you have it, Miguel?
Yeah, well, I have two objects.
Okay, Go away.
Okay, because the first one is my T-shirt.
Okay.
Yeah, because and I think it's the opposite one, no? Because I think normally when we expect a webinar is like I want you to connect with me. I'm the in the middle, no? And in this case, I think what is important, and it's not easy because we don't have a lot of interaction, almost a little bit through the chat.
The chat,
in
Facebook.
In Facebook. That okay, let's go, because we have some, but I think we can have more comments. So, but I think this is crucial, no? Sometimes when we design webinars, we are focused on ourselves and we want that people connect with ourselves. In our case, we try to connect with people and we try to do things in order that people are connected with when we are connecting with them. But the other object is this one.
Okay, what is
I
this?
know that I know you are reading a message that someone sent you about.
No, I was watching it, that there are people writing in Facebook.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. So,
but yeah, what is this object? I think it's a game.
It's a game, yeah.
Okay, I think I know. Yeah, I know this game.
Yeah, but I'm not going to try because I'm not so well. But for me, why? Because it's simple. Okay, I think too many times we try to do things very, very complicated. And now I think we need to keep it simple. And at the same time, it has like, in this time is like, is made by wood. And I think Design for Change and what we try to do with this webinar is like to connect with essence. We don't need something very, very sophisticated, no? Is why I choose this, that it can be, is funny, is made of wood, and at the same time, yeah, it represents, and you can play in different ways. So this is great. This is my object. I don't know if it represents something more for you, but this is.
It represents for you, and it's the important thing. How do you feel it, and how do you want to express yourself? And this is a key in all the process, but more in the first step, that is the feel step.
Absolutely.
And what then?
But because you don't want to share with us an object, no? It's only me.
Only you, because I'm facilitating now.
Okay. No, it's good. It's good. So we have the point of action. No, we are going to imagine. Okay, imagine that we say to our students, as we saw in the video. No, okay, change something in the school. Then they identify. Okay, we want to change this with Ayanas. Okay, now imagine. Why imagine? Because we need to find new solutions. And then what is key in this? What do you, for you, what is, because I know that this is your favorite step. So which is the key element in imagine?
Yeah, this is my favorite step. And for that, my teacher is yellow, because we represent
your teacher or your t-shirt?
My t-shirt, sorry. Always the same problem.
Yeah. Sorry, but it was like
again. Maybe you want to share our circle, because I think you have the poster there.
Yeah, but once again, instead of just sharing the screen, we are going to share one of the posters that you can download.
The poster.
Yeah, you can download it from the website from Design for Change Spain.
Yes, so in the red one is the feel step. The first one, for that, the hair, because it's about feeling. And the second one is the yellow one, as my t-shirt.
Yeah,
no,
great.
I don't know how to pronounce. Is the imagine step. And what is the key in this step? Is the creativity and the imagination. And in this step, there are a part that we really like, that is the crazy, we call the crazy ideas, okay? Or these ideas are the crazy, or the ideas that we think that are impossible to make it real. But in this step, in this process allows to have these ideas, because in each activity they start giving ideas, then crazy ideas, and then they have to make a prototype. And in this prototype, they have time to think how can they make these crazy ideas to real ideas and to make it in a real to do it, to read in the real world. I mean, and also this prototype allows them to see what is working and what is not working and to improve the ideas. And also is the way to show that mistakes are good even in education, because
no, sorry, this is not possible. How can you say that mistakes are good? Because each time we say this in education, teachers are like, what? No.
Yeah, because when you fail in class, in the classroom or in an exam or in activity, always you say like, no, it's bad. Yeah. No, and this usually this is bad, but not for us. We want to show that mistakes are good, and it's the way to learn new things.
Yeah, absolutely. And at the same time, I think, and just adding on what you say, no, it's very important that normally projects that are run by teachers, they consider themselves that the person in charge that this project is going to be great. And okay, it's good. And at the same time, it's a pity, because then who is the person in charge? The teacher. And this is not the way to empower children. Who is in charge of this, of the whole project? But for sure, for the field step where they are identifying the ideas and they are creating the prototype, the students. So let us to find the solution, no? And we are going to, hey, you dared me before, so now is my turn. So because you spoke about creativity, no? And yeah. Yes, in our trainings, and be ready to know that after the summer, we are going to do some very good trainings in Lucca, in Riga, and in Nitra, and in Cordoba. So just take care of our social media, where you will find the dates. So I will love to do an activity in order to speed up a little bit our creativity. So do you see what is this?
Yeah, no, yeah. Yes. Yeah.
What is it?
One of these headphones.
Yeah. So apart of the normal use of the headphones, which kind of uses do you find? Different uses
for the headphones.
Yeah, for the headphones. And go, tell me.
Okay, it could be a necklace.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Could be a belt also for the trousers.
Okay. Yes, okay. It's true.
For feet. And maybe this thing. No, I don't like bad things.
Okay, but, hey, sorry. We are not judging. Remember, one of the key elements in creativity, we don't judge ideas.
Okay, that's true. Okay, it could be a pendulum, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to tell you, Laura, look very profound. Okay.
And also, so laces for the sneakers.
Okay, yes, it's true.
Okay. And what else?
Great. Yeah, this normally happens, no? We start thinking in a direction and then we feel like stuck, no? Then, okay, now think, imagine now you are an alien. Okay. Which kind of uses could do an alien to this thing? For him, is nothing. It's totally new. What do you think?
Maybe smell it if they has nose, because maybe they don't have it.
Who knows? Yeah.
Okay. As a, what is the name of this antenna? I don't remember the for the connection, brain connection.
Okay. Oh, perhaps they could just put in our head in order to connect with yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, and maybe taste it or eat it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. So, well, thank you so much. No, it was a very quick example of normally we think, oh no, creativity is not me, because normally when we speak about creativity, we think about artists. No, oh yes, he's the one who is painting, or is the one. No, creativity is just to give solution to something, and normally with less resources that you would like. And I'm sure that everyone who is watching this video perhaps just now or a little bit later, this is their day-to-day. Okay, so is why this step is very important. And at the same time, I think that normally teachers are afraid because they are focused on the result instead of be focused on the process. Okay, imagine, okay, we have a lot of ideas, we choose the one, we create a prototype in order to know better what is it and do it fail cheap and quickly. We do an action plan, and then what? Because normally is what we do. It's just a mock-up, and then this is perfect. This is my idea to change the world. But this is not designed for change.
Yeah, and to be a DFC or Design for Change project, we need a key step that is the do step. And it's the moment when they make all these ideas or this idea real, and they do it by themselves. And this is so important because they are in charge to do it, not teachers. So they are the responsibles. Responsible is the word.
I think so.
For example, to make the action.
Yeah.
And we think that the better way to explain it and to show you is with a real action of a real project from DFC. So I'm going to share again another project.
But it's also that it's just a resume of the project, okay? Because we are much more or less on time, but we never know. So it's why we choose like short videos. But in the website, they can see more longer projects. Okay. Remember to click the option of the audio.
Yeah. I cannot listen you.
No, because I was mute. But I love this final question. No, if it's not us, then who? If it's not now, then when? And it's true, because sometimes when we ask children, what do you want to change in the world? No, oh, no more wars, no more hungry in the world. But this is real, and at the same time, it's not real. Problems like bullying is what is more important for them. No? And when you allow them to find solution, then everything changes, because they are in the middle of the solution. And at the same time, I love these kind of videos because they show us that the projects are connected with something very important as the SDGs. Because everyone, all the world is speaking about the SDGs, no? Trying to find solution in order to save the world, because we need to save it. But what is missing in this part? Once again, we are not listening what they are already doing, the children. So I love to see that in this video they are highlighting that they are focusing on one of the SDGs. Great. So this is the do. I was to say in Spanish actúa, but no, we are speaking English. So this is the do step. After the do step, in an international, internationally, we say FITS, feel, imagine, do, and share. So after the do is the share. But as you mentioned, no, in Spain, we have an extra step that is called evolúa. And it's not right to find in Spanish because you are not going to find this word because it's one that we invented. It's a mixture of evaluation and evolution because we think this is great. Crazy, no, this is very important. Once you have done something, you need to reflect about what you have learned. So like looking in the past, and if you have to change, what you will be do in a different way. And why this is important? Because then your mind is always thinking about how can I use this in another situation. And is why we create in our beautiful design cycle.
Yeah.
Designed by Laura. This is the way. No, after the do, we have the evolúa. Okay, is the moment to reflect. It doesn't mean that you are not going to reflect all the process. You are not going to ask children about how have you learned during this process, but this is the special moment. And I think it's also important because too many times when we share, that is the next step, we share what? The result. And we forget what? To share about the process.
And about learnings, because this is the better step to take all these learnings and to see all these things that got learned and all the things that we need to improve for the next project. And also I want to make another activity here, okay? And again, Miguel, I'm going to dare you again. I'm going to ask you, sorry?
No, it's perfect because it's once again me. Oh no, just because you did also the headphones. I thought it was once again you. No, it's true. Sorry.
You don't know. Okay, so I'm going to ask you 3 questions. I'm going to ask you to tell me one thing that you think are difficult from this webinar. Okay, one thing that was different and one thing that you learned. Okay, so 3 sentences. One about difficult, one about different, and one about learned.
Okay. Difficult for this webinar, not to see people. I don't like when we are speaking, but we don't know what are the reactions. But at the same time, it's great because as it's going to be recorded, people can see it in another moment. So, but for me, it's difficult. But what is different is I have you. And almost because sometimes I do a webinar alone, and this is really, really hard, no? Because even if, as you know, because you have also done some of them, we try to do something interactive. It's easier, no? And to do something with you is great because it's true that for some, I think last month we haven't done anything together, and it's great, no? So for me, this is different. And what I have learned, trust. I think we need to trust each other. We need to trust on what we have prepared. No, it's not so important to know exactly what do we want to say in each moment, but to trust that when you are connected with people, when you are connected with the heart, I think everything is perfect. No, almost. I hope people are connecting with the essence of Design for Change.
Perfect. So this is the kind of activity that we do in the evolúa step, and this is, for example, to look back and think about what we did. And we have more activities to go to the future and see what we can improve for, as I say, next projects. And now, yes, the last one, and we need to run a little bit because we are a bit late. So
really, okay,
yeah.
I don't know why we are late because I speak too much. Okay, sorry. Okay, I'm going to mute myself. So
Don't worry, not necessary. But yeah, the last step is the share step, and we like to say is the party. It's the party of the celebration of the sharing, because it's the moment to give this importance to the work, all the job that they did, that the young people did in the project. And also is the moment that we want to share that they made a real change in the world.
Yeah. And as we mentioned in the as Kira mentioned, it's contagious. Why? Because everyone, when you see a video, you identify, okay, I think this is not about me, because I work with children older, but then you can see another video that is for older, or I'm from special education. Okay, we have also videos from special education. So as you mentioned, no, is the way we recognize the work that they have done, because this is not about this is not a task for the school. Okay, done. No. They are changing the world, so we need to share. And at the same time, some teachers or some educators, because as we mentioned, this is not only for formal education, but not formal education and any other kind of education, they can say, okay, this is for me, I'm going to try. And yeah, so we finish to see the feel, imagine, do, evolve. No, evolve, no. Yeah, evolve. Evolua. Yeah, evolua and share. Okay, the 5 steps, or the 4 when Kiran say fits for kids. Yeah.
And for the last step, do you want to share one word about the thing that we was talking, that was webinars? Okay, one word that you want to share about this webinar.
About this webinar, excitement. Excitement. Okay. I'm excited about that with this webinar.
Okay.
And you, okay. Which is your word?
For me, loudspeaker, I think, because webinar is a way to share with a lot of people. So loudspeaker, to go further.
Perfect. So we are in the last part of the webinar. We say that we are going to see the fundamentals, we are going to see the methodology, what allows is this is not by chance, this is by design. And this is not something that is going to happen once, but it's what we call the I can mindset. So it's something that we integrate with yourself and you use every time. But I don't know if you want to go a little bit deeper with the SDGs, or we want just with first with the competencies, no?
Yeah, because as you say, what is about the I can mindset? It's about the empowerment, and it's about working competencies that governments and education are looking for, because we did a report last month that and we was looking what PISA report and the European curriculum are demanded. And they say that the students work, they demand that students work on skills such as critical thinking, teamwork, creativity, and entrepreneurship. Mm-hmm. So the future of education involves teaching students different skills and abilities for the new profiles for working. And skills like, I say, teamwork, social skill, the ability to overcome challenges, emotional intelligence, and critical thinking, and other competencies. Because, for example, the third power skill refers to this empowerment of students for the future of work. And okay, I have here, because I take some notes, and I have here a quote from Alvin Toffler, that is an American sociologist, that says, the analphabets of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read or write, but those who cannot learn and relearn. And this is another of the competencies that we with DFC emphasize: learn to learn, or learning to learn. Okay, so with the DFC methodology, we promote these skills by creating situations similar to the future professional practices and for the now that we say for the present also. And to do this, we propose to develop projects focused on learning by doing, designing activities based on real experience that make them commit emotionally and socially. And also we can connect this with the SDGs, that maybe you want to say something, Miguel, about SDGs.
Yeah, but just before the SDG, because 1 month ago I was with Mark Presky, no? And it's true that, yeah, I knew him some years ago about natives, but now he has written another book called Empowering for the new area. And when I was speaking with him, I told him, no, yes, but learning by doing. He told me, no. And I was like, what? he told me, we need to do, and then learn, no? Because when you say learning by doing, is like, oh, still the focus is in learning. And I think, yes, we need to change a little bit, no? And this is why is great design for change, because we really do things. It's not just to invent a project where children are doing something different. No. The real objective is do, because then they are growing. It's not just about learning. And we are developing this global citizenship, no? And we are giving them the opportunity to be part of what is called looking for the Agenda 2030, that is to save the world, no? With the SDGs. So the SDGs, I think, is the first time that really everyone we have having the same language, but we are missing one important part, that is the children. So yeah, I think it's great to have this general agenda, but don't forget about the opportunities that they are doing, to show what they are doing.
Right, so we are on time, but I think we maybe can say something about our experience and about all the conclusions that we take from all the lab that we did in all these countries that we mentioned at the first, and also in Spain, because as Miguel said, we was on Italy making this lab. We were on Italy, on
Slovakia,
thank you. Estonia and Spain. Thank you, Miguel.
Yeah. No, but it's true, because we were virtually with people from Riga, but on August, we are going to be there, and this is great. So we are going to be able to see. But yes, I think as you mentioned, what are the conclusions? First, educators want to have different experience. Once we arrive with this kind of dynamics, at the beginning, it's like, what is going to happen? But then once they realize that this is for good and for real, then everyone wants to try something different, no? And at the same time, they want to work together. And this kind of experience that we are sharing involves about team building and how to work collaborative, because too many times they told us, you have to do this, but you don't know why, how. So this is a way, no? Also, no, I remember one sentence from a teacher from Riga, no? She told us, oh, you bring a little bit of your sunshine to or cloudy weather, no? Because I think, yes, we need this is great, no? I think we need to adapt to every country, but at the same time, we need to enrich what we brings from other part, no? And for sure, the idea that yes, it's possible, no? It's possible to listen and to interact with children in a different way.
Yeah, and I think with this, because we left some minutes, so I think if there are someone that want to ask something to us, you can write us through the social media, you can write us by email, and in any moment we invite you to contact with us and to make any question that you have. Yeah, I
Because
think
there is no any
No.
question in the chat of
no,
Facebook.
no.
Because I see there are
No,
14.
there are some, but they the team
they are shared,
answered the
okay.
question. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because we have our Inhabit team and our DFC team, communication team working in the Facebook also.
Okay.
So yeah.
Perfect. But I think, yeah, we did it. Our purpose was just like try to connect people and to give you the idea you want to know more, no? And as you mentioned, we have social media and we have everything that you can do. Okay, so for my part, it was a pleasure, Laura, to once again to work with you.
Thank you again, Miguel, and thank you for all people that are listening us. Yeah, we hope see you in some labs or in some trainings.
Yeah, and this is just the first Facebook Live that Inhabit project is going to do. Book on a Tree is going to give us all the talents in order to be able to do more. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank
Bye.
you. See you. Bye-bye.